businesses use HubSpot to manage leads, contacts, and deals. It's really a key resource for sales team and even for marketing team as well. At the same time, a lot of critical business data lives inside the ERP. Things like pricing, credit limits, inventory, order status. Now, when ERP and HubSpot aren't connected, that's where problem slowly starts to show up. Sales teams are working inside the HubSpot, operation teams are working inside the ERP. Both teams are dealing with the information about the same customers and the same orders, but they're not seeing the same information. A sales rep promises a delivery date, but operation later runs into issue fulfilling it. An order look confirmed in HubSpot but throws up error inside the ERP, and that's where back and forth begins. Lots of emails, Slack messages, phone calls. There's uncertainty when it comes to reassuring the customers, and just a lot of stress that shouldn't really be there. This is not a people problem. This is the system problem. And that's exactly the kind of problem DC Cap Integrator designed to solve. DC Cap Integrator is an ERP first integration platform. In simple terms, it keeps the ERP at heart of your operations. Even when data is moving between HubSpot and other systems, the ERP remains the system of record. So instead of team double checking the data or second guessing what's correct, everyone works with the same source of truth. The result is like fewer escalation, fewer awkward customer calls, and honestly, a lot less time wasted fixing things after the fact. And most importantly, it gives you the chance to offer both your customers and your internal team members a better experience. Now, DC Cap Integrator connects HubSpot directly with your ERP. It allows data to flow automatically between the two systems, either in one direction or both directions depending upon your requirement. Customer details, sales information, order data, inventory updates, and more all stay in sync. There is no copying and pasting, no entering the same data in two different systems and hoping it matches. To show you how this works, let's walk through the simple example. First of all, we'll connect the system. Here's how it looks when two systems are configured in the DC Cap Integrator. The ERP in this example is Epicor Profit 21. For P21, we add the required API and the credential. This allows us to read customer data from P21. For HubSpot, we add the credential and select the APIs we need. This allows us to send data into HubSpot. Once both systems are connected, we'll then begin with the integration process. DC Cap Integrator supports two types of integration. Each serve a different purpose in keeping system in sync. When it comes to the types of integration, we have batch integration. It runs on schedule basis, or we can also trigger it manually. They collect and sync data at specific time intervals, which works well for periodic updates. Next, we have the dynamic integration. It works in real time. They send data immediately when a change happens using API calls from one system through DC Cap Integrator. This makes them suitable for workflows where instant updates are required. For this example, we are using batch integration. The workflow starts from P21. It checks which customer were updated. For each customer, the workflow checks the corresponding record on the HubSpot. If company exists, it will update the record. If company does not exist, it creates a new one. Customer fields from P21 are mapped to the company fields in HubSpot. When the workflow runs, the results are logged. You can see how many records ran in the log section. You can see what was created and what was updated. In this example, you can see 2 customers were created and 1 customer was updated. You can also check here in the HubSpot. This is where the real value shows up for the sales team. When a sales rep open HubSpot, they are not looking at the partial or outdated data. They are seeing ERP approved information. They know what customers can buy, what pricing is valid, and what the ERP will actually support. That leads to better conversation, more confident quotes, and far fewer unpleasant surprises after the deal is closed. If you already use HubSpot and rely on an ERP to run your business, you don't need to change how your teams work. HubSpot stays your sales engine and ERP continues to be your system of record. DC Cap Integrator keeps them in sync. If you want to see how this works for your ERP and HubSpot setup, reach out to our integration experts in the link below for demonstration based on your needs.